Welcome to my lesson video on the Takeda. If you don't know what the Takeda is, or if you haven't seen my first video, you can click the link that I'm going to provide in the description to direct you there. This is the second video that I'm making about technique and lessons behind the Takeda. I wanted to discuss particularly a certain aspect of technique in this shorter video today. I wanted to talk about our split hand technique that we have on the instrument. So I wanted to discuss a couple ways that we can practice that and what the technique should feel like and what it should look like as we're doing it. So I started out my journey learning split hand as a tabla player, to where a lot of my split hand actually takes place on one drum head, and it's using your right hand with these 4 fingers, this one finger, and then all 4 fingers, or typically only 3 or 2, on this hand. So that turns into a triplet style roll. You can also take that triplet style roll to keep it just one hand as well, and we have our traditional split hand roll. Now you might notice that there's a little more going on than just simply rotation. It's not all rotation. Rotation would just be like this, and you notice we get no impact if we do it like that. We get no impact if we do it just purely on rotation. So it has to be also into the head at the same time. It's a mix of these two techniques. And this is a great way that I practice it as I go from one, and I use these fingers to almost lift off, kinda, to go to the next hit. And I use them to lift off and go to the next hit, and I just switch between the two. And so our vocables here, the way that we speak this, is ka and da. R-A. Ka, da, ka, da, ka, da, ka, da, ka, da, ka, da. And up here, we would have ta-da. We'd have ta-da, 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 ta-da. So we have ka-da and ta-da. You can also go from ka to ta. But the split hand technique is really effective for getting a lot of faster passages. And so when we develop it on one hand, we do the same thing with the other hand. We develop it on our left too. And you might notice I'm a little worse at doing it on my left than I am on my right. That's because the split hand technique isn't really expected of tabla players. So I'm still working on it, just like I am with this hand. And so a roll on this instrument combining these two is, our vocables for that are take take. And we would play that. We can either start with the left or the right hand. I have passages where I do both. So we have take, take. This is the way that I do a roll. So David, the owner of the company that actually makes this instrument, he actually has a different method of doing rolls, where he goes, he's still split hand, but he goes right, left, right, left, right, left, with every hit being alternating between them. But I prefer like left, left, right, right, or right, right, left, left, So these are the ways that I play them, and the ways that I practice them is I put them either in grooves, like say for instance, Dongarateka Rateka has a split hand on our right, it has. One of our variations also has a split hand at the end. It has takedake. Dongarateka Rateka. So you can make up different grooves that incorporate our take take, or you can practice it just as is. So I just wanted to make this brief video today to show you how we actually break apart and perform this split hand technique, which I wouldn't say is essential to playing the instrument, as there is a lot of acceptable techniques. This is a pretty new instrument, so there's not a lot of culture or codification behind it, which is one of the great things about playing it. But that is a great way with the split hand technique to achieve things musically that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. There's alternative techniques for getting doubles that's borrowed from Latin music, which we call the heel toe, which actually resonates quite well on this instrument. But that's all I wanted to cover for today. I hope you enjoyed.